I am 84 years old. I spend my days sitting in this arm at the window, and what I see out there scares me more than death itself. I see a silent epidemic. I see millions of young people in the prime of their lives, who are slowly extinguishing. Not physically, no. You walk, you eat, you work, but your eyes are empty. You call it quiet quitting. You call it protecting your peace. You say, what's the point? The world is broken anyway. You scroll past tragedies without shedding a tear. You walk past miracles without a smile. You believe this indifference is armor. You think that by feeling nothing, you will no longer suffer. But I am here at the very end of the road to tell you the truth. This indifference is not armor. It is a shroud, and you are burying yourselves alive. I know that empty look because I wore it for 40 years. When I was 30, I was the complete opposite. I was intense. I lived everything at 100%. If I failed at work, I was devastated. If I loved a woman, it was a storm. But that intensity, it is exhausting. It hurts. I remember the exact day I decided to stop feeling. I was 35. I had worked like a madman for a promotion. I had sacrificed my weekends, my health, and they gave it to someone else. A mediocre guy, but one who knew how to flatter the boss. That night, sitting on the edge of my bed, the rage and disappointment were so strong I thought I would break. So I made a decision. I flipped the switch inside me. I told myself, never again will I let anything get to me this much. I thought I was becoming wise. I thought I was becoming an adult. In reality, I was becoming a robot. I stopped fighting for my ideas. I stopped looking for passion. I married Catherine, a kind, stable woman whom I didn't really love. It was a sensible choice, no risk, no drama. I entered the gray zone. This is what I see you doing today. You take refuge in the gray zone. You don't commit to your relationships, so no one can break your heart. You don't give your all at work, so failure doesn't sting. You float. But here is the trap no one tells you about. When you stop suffering, you also stop living. My 40s and 50s are a total blur. I have almost no specific memories. Why? Because memory needs emotion to stick. You remember the day your heart was broken. You remember the day you cried tears of joy. You do not remember 10,000 days of, it's fine, it's okay. I spent 30 years beside my wife, Catherine. We never argued. We were polite. We were comfortable. And I thought that was it, success, peace. But peace without passion isn't life. It is a waiting room. I remember my son Michael coming home from school one day, his nose bloody after a fight. He was furious. He was shaking with adrenaline. He was alive. And me? I looked at him over my newspaper and said, calm down. It's not a big deal. Let it go. I extinguished his fire because mine was already dead. He learned the lesson. Today, my son is a 50-year-old man who lives alone, who doesn't speak much, and who has the same dead eyes as me. I contaminated my own child with my apathy. The wake-up call came too late. It was a few years ago, on my wife's deathbed. Catherine was holding my hand. She was so weak. She looked at me and asked me a question that still haunts me every night. Asterisk, did I make you happy? Asterisk, I wanted to say yes. I wanted to tell her she was the love of my life, but I couldn't. I had spent so many years anesthetizing my heart that I couldn't even fake the emotion anymore. I answered, asterisk, we had a good life, Catherine. We were comfortable. We didn't have any drama. Asterisk, a tear rolled down her cheek and she whispered, asterisk, comfortable, asterisk. She died the next day. And in the silence of that big empty house, I understood the horror of my situation. I had won my bet. I had avoided suffering. I had avoided the screams, the tears, the disappointments. But by avoiding the drama, I had avoided the story. I had written a book with blank pages. I had moved through existence without ever letting myself be touched by it. I look at you with your phones, your jaded looks, your cool cynicism. You say, nothing matters. We're all going to die anyway. That isn't intelligence. That is fear. You are afraid to try and fail. You are afraid to love and lose. So you don't play. You stay on the sidelines.
But listen to an old man who played it safe his whole life. Safety is a scam.
If I could go back, I wouldn't try to be happier. I would try to be more alive. I would let myself be wounded, because the wound is proof that you are real. The scar is proof that you lived.
Do not let the gray take you.
Find something that makes you angry and fight. Find someone who scares you because you love them so much and tell them. Start that project that has a 90% chance of failing. Stop saying, I don't care. Start saying, this matters. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, you will fall. Yes, you will have your heart broken. So what? That is the price you pay to not end up like me, sitting in a comfortable armchair at 84 with bills paid, a clean house, and the eternal regret of having been nothing but a spectator of his own life. Do not be indifferent. Be devastated. Be euphoric. Be anything you want. But please, just be there.